Hey there, Blue Jay Calls listeners. This is a general read for Saturday, May 25th. Turns out I got really great internet where I'm at, and everything is uploading faster than it does when I'm at home, so a bunch of reads coming out. So I thought I'd do a Celtic cross to get our general energy for the day. This is a general read, so take what applies to your own balance. What doesn't apply to you or your situations isn't the message for you, so you can just ignore that part. Dive deep. Have a great day. It's pouring rain where I am, so that's always fun. So the Celtic Cross, I drew first the current energy card, Lord of Shortened Force, the Eight of Swords. So there's some feelings of potentially maliceness or pettiness around things. This is Jupiter and Gemini represented in this energy, but again, some level of malice and pettiness. And crossing this is the Seven of Pentacles, which is about success unfulfilled. So you probably got some situation or a potential situation inside you or external to you where it's like, this is bullshit, there's a lot of arguing and fighting, people are being petty and difficult, and it's not resulting in action moving forward. What's crowning all of this, or where we're moving towards, is the Three of Wands. So this is about realizing hope and finding new paths and being in balance. This established strength, if you will. So we're moving to a good place regardless of what the current energy is. Now the environment background for this is the Three of Pentacles. So material work, maybe some selfishness contributed to our pickiness or the malice that we see over here in the center of the cross. But in the backdrop of all this is this material work, hardworking, but a little selfish on top of it. Now underlying this, I wound up with a couple of different cards coming out. The first one was a Three of Swords, which is about absence, interrupt, heartache. So like underlying this situation where people are being kind of petty and malice is this sorrow, this interrupt or an absence, and it's probably related to some sort of big tower moment. And on one side of that tower is the moon, illusion, emotions, and clarifying that was the Seven of Cups. So the moon and illusionary success means some aspect of whatever this tower moment wasn't true. People weren't either being true about the situation, they weren't being true about their interactions, or you're not being truthful with yourself in some way, shape, or form, and that's creating this feeling of success, but it's really not going to last. Again, if you create agreements through manipulation and problem making or drama or triangulation, whatever success you create is only going to be illusionary. It's not going to last. It's not built on a solid foundation. On the other side of this tower, we pulled the Nine of Swords, which is about despair and cruelty. So this absence or this interrupt or this heartache sounds like a really difficult situation on either side. There's illusions and success unfulfilled, or more directly, despair and cruelty. There's some generosity and messages from the Princess of Pentacles, and there's a rush and a vigor around the situation in the past, but either way, this tower moment looks like it was illusion on one side and cruelty on the other. And again, like things do influence each other. So if there was illusion, people can sometimes be like, well, if you're going to give me illusion, I'm going to give you fucking despair and cruelty back. And it winds up being a tit for tat situation. And as a result, we wind up in absence and heartache. So this is sort of like the underlying energy of this cross here, or how we got to this current situation. The environment around this implies there is a level of material success, and again, we don't know what level of success that is because there's illusionary success hinted at throughout this reading so far. So I got a further clarifier. Their Eight of Wands is all about moving with swiftness, and a solid force, but that can sometimes be a force that's too much. It can be an overbearing force, and that may result in needing to sacrifice something to get away from an overbearing force, or to make a change or a sacrifice in yourself to get away from being too forceful or overbearing with yourself. And this is sort of like the energy. It's like you have a victory, but there may be a burden, and so it might be time to put that burden down, let things go, move forward to a new place, or come to whatever decision you need to about that. Your current energy, where you stand right now, is the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. So the implication here is that you've cut something off. It was nitpicky and controlling, and it seemed like a wise move to cut off whatever that situation is. But it's also making you feel like, fuck, like everything's done, it's dead, it's done. You cut off this situation, you seem to be acting wisely, but it just feels like ruin and death and not very good. The environmental energy around you is the Chariot. So around you, there's a lot of movement forward. There's energy that allows movement forward or creates movement forward. And that energy around you will probably serve you well. Now, your inner emotions came up as the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. With the Four of Pentacles, we have balance and harmony and success. But there's also some level of discontent in that success. It's like, yeah, we did it, but it could have been better. It's not the Ten of Cups, it's not the Ten of Pentacles. And related to this Two of Swords is the this balance after pain, pleasure after pain, Two of Swords. So whatever the situation is, it seems to be about restoring peace and being in your power, even if you're a little dissatisfied with the situation, which we saw from your emotions here. Cutting things off is often hard and difficult, and change is problematic sometimes. A final outcome for this, I drew the Seven of Swords, which is about unstable effort and material trouble. So I think the cautionary note here as a final outcome is if you give an unstable effort, you're gonna run into trouble. So the caution here is make sure your effort is solid. If you're doing something and you're kind of bitching about it and complaining about it and it's not working out right, that's that unstable effort that we're talking about. If you put positive energy into things, they're gonna succeed. Maybe not at the same level as you want them or you dream about them succeeding to, but putting in that solid effort, working towards a positive goal and gain, that stable effort sort of undoes potential material trouble. And related to that, we drew the Devil card. So the Devil is all about being chained to situations or stuck in situations. And this may relate to the material trouble, but I did some clarifiers here. And again, this is related to the final outcome. So on one side, we have the Knight of Swords, action-oriented, movement, maybe a little aggressive. And on the other side, the Two of Pentacles, so a harmonious change. So the suggestion here is that you're stuck between this sort of aggressive Knight of Swords energy and making a more harmonious change and coming into a better balance with the Devil energy. And again, that's sort of supported by the idea of like unstable effort. If you want to make good change in your life, you want to build solid foundations, you need to be coming from a place where you're not being all petty and malice or doubting that something's going to work out ahead of time. Because if you doubt it, it ain't going to work. You manifest what you want, right? Self-fulfilling prophecies. In the further clarifications that I got from this were the Ten of Pentacles, so good proposals, good effort, solid foundation. Three of Cups, happiness and abundance, messages of generosity or potentially impetuousness, and the Queen of Pentacles energy as well. So the message here seems to be, to me, as if you find yourself creating situations where you're not getting success, that devil energy is probably involved. And it's a question of balancing between a more harmonious version of yourself and a more aggressive, sort of assertive nature of yourself. How are you relating to other people? How are you relating to yourself? And getting into balance with that will move you into a better position financially, emotionally. Messages will increase, and you can feel like you're this solid, charming, truthful Queen of Thrones, sort of like the ruler of the earth. The bottom card on the deck was the King of Wands, so reliable, a solid creator. And the implication from the cards, in my opinion, seems to be that underneath it all, if you are a solid creator, you're not full of malice and pettiness and doubt, then you'll move forward to a victory. But right now you're kind of stuck in an energy of like bitching. So let it go. If it's rainy, imagine sunshine inside, and all will probably be right with the world. And do the work, get it done. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.